Cyber Profe here. Today I want to talk to you about what to take in your under the seat carry-on. As always, I want to give you some choices. So for your under seat bag, some people just prefer a fanny pack. I know it's back in the 80s, but some people do, and that would take up a lot less room for you. You can, of course, bring a backpack, this one or your own. And again, if you decide to just use your own backpack, if it's not waterproof, you're going to want to bring some of these bags, a couple of these quart ziplock bags. Some other things, this is a poncho. If you don't want to have the poncho, then there's a rain jacket. We'll talk about that. Electronics, empty water bottle, things to keep you entertained, help you sleep, snacks, and keep you feeling healthy. Okay, first I want to tell you I learned something since my last video. In the last video I talked about my carry-on bag, the one that goes above the seat. Well, I learned that it's actually smaller than what I can have. This is only 14 inches high, and your carry-on can actually be 22 inches high. So let me show you. This is an actual carry-on. Now depending when it is we go, you always want to double check the airline regulations for carry-on sizes. They seem to be slowly creeping smaller and smaller, but currently 22 inches high is the correct size, and you can verify that by Googling it or checking in the description below. I will be upgrading. I will be using this one because I plan on buying souvenirs and I want room for that. Okay, but this video isn't to talk about the overhead carry-on, it's to talk about the under-seat carry-on. You have a couple choices, as always. I know I talk about my backpack a lot, but I do love this. Your choice is a backpack. I had some teachers recommend a fanny pack. This seems like it wouldn't hold enough, but possibly once you get your things together and you think, wow, fanny pack, that's all I need, then great. Take the fanny pack. You do not have to go out and buy a new backpack. I know all of us have normal school backpacks. You're welcome to use that. The only warning is that those aren't waterproof, and Costa Rica is a tropical country. So if you decide to just use your actual school backpack, then I recommend bringing a couple of these Kroger, Walmart, Target bags. That way you can wrap up anything that you don't, well, let's put it inside. Right? You can wrap up anything you don't want to get wet and just stick it in your backpack. Also, a couple of these quart Ziploc bags will also come in handy for things like, you know, your electronics. You can stick it in here and not have it just flying loose in your bag. Plus, it keeps them dry. Also, speaking of storage containers, you will need something like this. Well, a Walmart bag works just as well. This is for your dirty clothes, so you're going to want to put anything that can't be washed. You're like, absolutely, this cannot be worn again. This needs laundered badly. Then you're going to put it in here. I will tell you a traveling tip that I was taught many years ago. So what my friend does, speaking of, we're going to be talking about underwear. So what my friend does is she goes out to Walmart, she buys however many pairs that she needs, just cheap pairs from Walmart. So if we're gonna be gone 7 days, you probably want like 10 pairs of underwear. We're gonna be swimming, we're gonna be coming back from hiking and want a shower, right? So you want more than how many days we're gonna be gone. So the reason she goes out and buys brand new from Walmart, cheap though, is because once she is done with that pair, she just throws it away. So there's no need to cart around dirty under things for the duration of the trip. Just a little travel tip. You don't have to listen to me. And speaking of keeping things dry, you're going to want to keep yourself dry. We are heading to a tropical country where rain is common. It's very common that it will rain every day, like once a day. Not for very long, maybe an hour, but we might get caught out in it. So some of the things, I personally am going to bring a poncho. I bought it at Kings Island. The reason I like these ponchos are they're cheap. You can wad them up into a really small ball. You can easily put it in one of your Walmart bags, right, if we do get wet. And at the end of the trip, let's say you bought too many souvenirs and something has to go, you're not gonna feel too guilty about throwing away a $5 poncho. But poncho's not your thing, and you can always bring an actual rain jacket. You know, nice pockets, it's gonna look nice. Benefit is it might keep you a little warmer than a poncho. Not that we really need that in Costa Rica. The downside is you're not gonna wanna toss this at the end of the trip. Some of the other little things you're going to want in your backpack, just so you can feel more comfortable on the trip in the plane and the trip in the bus and maybe some downtime in the hotel. You're going to want to bring maybe a deck of cards, or if you're going with several friends, you guys can organize this between you guys, but a deck of cards is always nice. You will want, if you're a reader, you're going to want a book. I wouldn't bring a book that's super special to you because it might get lost or stolen or wet since we are going to Costa Rica. Again, you can always wrap it in a Walmart bag. But the airplane, we're gonna be on there for 4 or 5 hours and the lights stay on. They dim them, but they do stay on. So if you wanna take a nap, it's nice to have something like this to block out the light. The other reason is you're going to be rooming with people and we all have different sleep habits. So let's say you're ready to go to bed, but your roomie wants to stay up and watch some TV or have the light on to read, then you can just put this on, and they can do their thing, and you can go to bed. Speaking of things to keep us entertained, our electronics, right? So make sure in your underseat bag, you pack something to charge your phone with, either a single USB spot or multiple if you're going to bring more than one electronic. I'm going to bring my phone and my Kindle, so I'm going to want this, of course. Don't forget the charging cable, that's important. And earphones, or earbuds. So I know a lot of us now have these earpods. I would recommend going as low tech as possible. We're not always going to be in an area where you can charge your device or your devices. And earpods are small and they're expensive and they will be easily lost. So if you can, go as low tech as you can. 2 more things to talk about, food and health. So for food, I would pack a bag of snacks in your backpack. The plane ride is long, the wait in the airport is long, the bus rides can be long. If you wait to buy your snacks inside the airport, they're going to be, or on the plane, planes sell these as well, but they will be about triple the price. You don't want to pay that much. Just get a couple snacks and you'll be fine. The airlines aren't going to care. And water. What you can do is take an empty bottle and then fill it up once you're past security. So again, this will save you money because the airport doesn't care if you fill this up once you're past security. They just don't want you to take it through security. And the last thing you should have in your underseat backpack is a little medical kit. You can buy these at Walmart already put together. I added an emery board, and this is in my last video too, so just really quickly, emery board, Q-tips, fingernail clippers. Right? You're going to want to have these. They just make life a little better all around. You will also want, and I don't have this in here, you're going to want some Dramamine. Costa Rica is extremely hilly, and this was in my last video as well. It's extremely hilly, and so if you are from the Midwest or any of the flat states, this can really get to you, and you might think it won't, but it really can. So just bring it just in case. I will also have some for you, but probably not enough for every single person for the entire trip. Okay, I believe that does it for the Underseat Carry On. If you have any other suggestions, just leave them in the comments below. And if you have any questions for me, also comment below and I will do my best to respond. Adios.